Hello everyone and welcome to Cyberbeer. I hope you all are doing great. My name is Anjali and I'll be your instructor for this VMware vSphere Administrator course. First of all, thank you for joining this lecture. So, before we dive into VMware, what VMware actually is, let me ask you one simple question. Imagine you are working in IT as an administrator in the company. You're an administrator in the company. One day, your manager comes to you and says, we need a server. We need a server for our website, another for our database, another for Active Directory, and one for file sharing, another for backup, and many more. So now think of it. Will you purchase will you purchase the physical server for every single application? If you do that, just imagine the cost involved. How much cost will be needed? So, you will need to purchase multiple servers, provide power to each one, arrange cooling, allocate rack space, perform hardware maintenance, and manage every server individually. So, all this process becomes very expensive. It is very expensive and very difficult to manage, and huge waste of the hardware resources because most server utilize only a small percentage of the CPU and memory. So, what if I told you there is a smarter way? What if I tell you there is a smarter way? What if one powerful physical server, just one powerful physical server, could run multiple independent servers at a time? It will run multiple independent server at a time. Each server could have its own operating system, its own application, its own storage, and its own network, just as if it were a separate physical machine. Sound interesting, right? Well, that's what exactly virtualization makes possible. So, that is what virtualization makes possible, and one of the world's leading virtualization platform, that is VMware vSphere. So, throughout this course, we will understand VMware from the grounded up. We will begin with fundamentals of virtualization and gradually move towards enterprise by these concepts. So, whether you are a student, system admin, a network professional, or someone wanted to build a career in virtualization, this course will help you build a strong foundation with simple explanation and practical demonstration. By the end of this course, we will understand how modern organizations manage and maintain enterprise virtual infrastructure using VMware vSphere. So, without wasting any time, let's begin our journey by taking a quick look at everything we are going to learn throughout this course. Let's move to the next slide. So now that you have an idea about what VMware vSphere is, let's take a look at what you will learn throughout this complete course. So one thing I always believe is that it, before starting any technology, before understanding any technology or before starting any technology, you should know the complete roadmap. It helps you understand where you are starting and what you will learn and where you will reach by the end of this course. So, this course is designed in a step by step manner. So, even if you are completely new to VMware, you will be able to follow along comfortably. Let's quickly go through each module. First is virtualization fundamentals. So we will begin with the most important topic, that is virtualization fundamental. Before learning any VMware product, it's important to understand what actually is virtualization is, why it was introduced, what problem it solves, and why almost every modern Almost every modern data center relies on it today. Without this foundation, VMware concept won't make a much sense to you. Then we'll understand VMware ecosystem. After that, we will explore VMware ecosystem. Many beginners think VMware is just one software, but it's not true. VMware offers complete portfolio of enterprise solution. It offers complete flow of enterprise solution, each designed for specific purpose. We will understand where product like ESXi, vCenter Server, vSAN, NXX, and other VMware technologies fit into overall infrastructure. Then we will see VMware ESXi. One of our fundamentals, once our fundamentals are clear, we will move to ESXi. We will understand what it is, why it it calls a hypervisor, why it's installed directly on physical hardware, why it is installed directly on physical hardware, and how it allows us to create and manage virtual machine, how it allows us to manage virtual machine efficiently. So we'll also explore its interface, configuration, and administration. Then we'll move to VMware vCenter server. So imagine managing one server. Let's just imagine managing a one server. That's easy, right? But what if our organization has 50, 100, or even 500 ESXi hosts? Managing each one individually would be extremely difficult. That's where vCenter server comes in. So we will understand how it provides centralized management for the entire virtual infrastructure. Then we will move towards vSpace architecture. Once you understand the individual concept, we will connect everything together by studying the architecture. You will learn how ESXi host, vCenter server, storage, networking, and virtual machine work together to form an enterprise virtualization environment. Then we will move towards storage and network concepts. No virtualization platform is complete without a storage and networking concept. We will understand how virtual machines communicate with each other, how this storage is allocated, how enterprise environments are designed for performance, scalability, and reliability. So don't worry about this. We will learn this concept in very simple and practical way in upcoming lectures. Then by the end of this course, we will also look after enterprise infrastructure concepts, high availability and resource management, and VMware administration best practices. So, by the end of this course, we will not only know how to use VMware, we will also understand how enterprise virtual infrastructure are designed, deployed, and managed in real world organization. So, that's our complete learning roadmap. Now that you know where this journey is heading, let's begin with the very first and most important concept, that is understanding virtualization. Before we start learning, it's always a good practice to understand today's agenda. So, what we are going to learn in today's session. So, let's quickly walk through today's learning roadmap. So, firstly, we will understand the virtualization, then why it was introduced, how does it work, and why has it become the backbone of modern IT infrastructure. Then we will understand why virtualization changed IT. Once we'll understand virtualization, we will discuss why completely it transform the IT industry. So then we'll understand VMware, that is introduction to VMware. Then VMware product family. Many people think VMware is just one software, but in reality, VMware offers multiple products, each designed for different purpose. VMware briefly understand VMware product family and where each product fits into enterprise environment. Fifth is VMware vSphere architecture. We'll understand how different components work together to build a complete virtualization platform, giving you a clear picture of how enterprise environments are designed. Then we'll understand core components of vSphere. We'll understand the role of ESXi host, vCenter server, virtual machine storage, and networking. Then we'll understand what are the career opportunities. Technology is important, definitely, but it's also important to know where these skills can take you professionally. We briefly discuss the different career opportunities available for VMware professionals and the industries that are actively hiring virtualization experts. Then, complete course roadmap. So, we'll understand what we are going to see in next upcoming lectures. So, this is our roadmap for today's session, and you can see we'll start with the basics and gradually move towards advanced concept. Now that you know what we are going to cover, let's begin with the first topic and probably let's understand the one important concept, that is virtualization. So, before understanding what really virtualization is, what VMware is, let's first understand why one should learn VMware. So, but there is a one most important question every learner has, that is, why should I learn VMware? So, the answer is very simple. Virtualization is no longer option. It's no longer option to IT infra. It's a standard. It is a standard. It's no longer a option for IT infra. It is a standard. Today, whether it is a startup, multinational company, bank, hospital, cloud provider, almost every organization relies on virtualization to manage its server efficiently. That's why professionals with VMware skills are always in demand. Now, let's look at some of the career opportunities available learning VMware. First is VMware administrator. This first role is most common role in enterprise environment. They are responsible for install, configure, config, monitor, monitor, and maintain VMware infrastructure. So basically, they are responsible for installation, configuration, monitoring, and maintaining VMware infrastructure. They create virtual machine, manage ESXi host, configure storage and networking, monitor performance, and ensure that virtual environment runs smoothly. If a company has hundreds of virtual machines, it's a VMware administrator's job to manage the entire infrastructure. Then the next role is system administrator. So let's understand system administrator. They manages Windows or Linux servers, user accounts, AD, software installation, backups, updates, and overall server health. So they manage Windows or Linux server, user account, AD, software installation, backup, updates, and overall server health. So having a VMware knowledge gives a system administrator a significant advantage because they'll be managing system in virtualized environment. Then is infrastructure engineer. Another important career option is infrastructure engineer. So they are responsible for designing and maintaining organizations' complete IT infra. They are responsible for to handle complete IT infra of any organization. This includes server, storage, networking, virtualization platform, backup, solution, and hardware is one of engineer. You can also build your career in virtualization engineer. This role focus specifically on virtualization technologies. A virtualization engineer they plan, deploy, optimize, troubleshoot enterprise virtual environment while ensuring high performance, scalability, and availability. Then we have cloud administrator. If you are interested in cloud computing, VMware provides a very strong foundation. Many concepts used in cloud platforms like AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud are built upon virtualization. That's why many cloud administrators have experience working with VMware before moving to cloud technologies. Then we have data center engineer. So another exciting role is data center engineer. Data center contains thousands or hundreds or thousands of servers. So managing them efficiently requires virtualization. Another data center needs a data engineers. So who can work with enterprise hardware, storage system, networking device virtualization platform like VMware and disaster recovery plan. So you have understood the career opportunity. What are the career opportunities you have? Then we'll understand. Let's talk about the industries where these skills are required. So VMware professionals are required across the multiple sectors. There are several sectors where VMware administrators or VMware professional are needed. Now you will find VMware deployments in banking where organization needs secure and highly available infrastructure. Then in healthcare, hospital relies on virtualized server to run critical applications and maintain patient data. Patient data. Okay. Then the IT services. This industry extensively uses VMware to host customer environment and enterprise application. Then cloud providers, they build and manage virtual infra, virtual infra to deliver cloud services to customers. So cloud providers build and manage virtual infrastructure to deliver cloud services to customer. Then government organization uses virtualization to improve the security. They focus mainly on security, optimize resources and reduce infrastructure cost. Even the manufacturing sector depends on VMware to support ERP system, product management and business critical application. So by understanding these career opportunities and industry, you must have understand that learning VMware is just about mastering, not just about a mastering a software platform. It's about gaining a skill that use across multiple industries that forms the foundation of modern enterprise infrastructure. So that's why you should learn VMware. We'll see what is virtualization in next slide. Now we have reached the most important concept of the entire course, which is virtualization. Before we learn VMware, ESXi or vCenter, we first need to understand what virtualization actually means. So let's start with the simple definition. Virtualization is the technology that allows multiple virtual computers, also known as virtual machine or VMs, on a one physical server by sharing its hardware resources. Now, this definition might sound a little technical, but let's understand it in a simple example. Imagine you own a large apartment in the building. You own a large apartment in the one single building. So, and building is divided to live in this entire building, right? You can divide it into multiple apartments. Each family gets its own space, but everyone shares the same building. Similarly, in virtualization, we don't dedicate one physical server. We don't dedicate one physical server to just one operating system. Instead, we machine, divide a server into multiple virtual machine. Each virtual machine behaves like an independent computer. For example, one VM can run Windows Server, another VM can run Ubuntu Linux, another one can host web server, and another can be used for database. So even though they are running on same physical hardware, or even though they are running on same physical hardware, they operate independently without interacting with each other. Interact with each other. No need to interact with each other. They can function independently. So now if we look at the diagram on this slide, you will notice something interesting that at the bottom here we have physical layer, we have physical server. This physical server provides hardware resources such as CPU, memory, storage, network. Above the hardware, above this hardware layer, there is one layer that is hypervisor. The hypervisor is the software responsible for managing the physical resources and distributing them among the virtual machine. We will discuss this hypervisor in detail in the upcoming slide. So for now, just remember that it acts as a bridge between this hardware and the virtual machines. Each VM has its own operating system and application. So even though they are sharing a same physical server, every VM behaves as is a completely separate computer. So let's look at some of the major benefits of virtualization mentioned on this slide. So first is better resource utilization. Instead of leaving expensive server hardware underutilized, virtualization allows us to make full use of the CPU, memory, storage, and network resources. Then second benefit is reduced hardware cost. Since multiple virtual machine can run on same single physical server, organization don't need to purchase a separate server for every application, which significantly reduce infrastructure cost. Then third benefit is faster deployment. Creating a new virtual machine takes a few seconds, sorry, few minutes. Creating one virtual machine hardly takes a few minutes, whereas purchasing, installing, and configuring a new physical server could take several hours or even days. The fourth benefit is easy management. Administrator can monitor, configure, backup, or manage multiple virtual machines from the centralized platform. Centralized platform, making infrastructure management much simpler. So finally, virtualization provides high availability. If one server encounters a problem, if one server encounters the problem, enterprise virtualization platform like VMware provides mechanism to keep critical application running with the minimal downtime. We will explore this enterprise feature later in the course. So to summarize the virtualization is all about using one powerful server, is using one powerful server, powerful physical server, okay? Powerful physical server more efficiently by creating multiple independent VMs. By creating independent multiples virtual machine. This simple idea has completely transformed the way modern data centers are designed and managed. So now I hope you have understood what virtualization is. The next question is, why did IT industry move away from traditional physical server and adopt virtualization? Let's understand that in the next slide. Now that we understand what virtualization is, let's take a step back and see how organization used to manage their infrastructure before virtualization become popular. So this is known as traditional physical infrastructure. So in the traditional approach, the rule was very simple, that is one application is equals to one physical server. So what does that mean? Suppose a company has different application. They have web application, a data server, a email server, a file server, an Active Directory server, and maybe an ERP application. Instead of running all those applications, on one single powerful machine, they would purchase a separate physical server for each application. For each application, they used to purchase physical servers. So if there were 10 applications, if there were 10 applications, they would buy 10 physical server. Now imagine a large organization that has 100 of application. Now imagine an organization which has more than 100 plus applications. They could easily end up buying 100 of these physical servers inside their data center. Inside their data center, they would buy more than 100 servers. So at first, this might sound a good idea because every application it has its own dedicated server. But in reality, this approach created many problems. Let's look at them one by one. So the first issue is low CPU utilization. So first one is low CPU utilization. Most server were only using small percentage of their processing power. For example, a server with a powerful processor might only use 10 to 15% of its CPU most of the time. The remaining resources stays ideal. Think of it like buying a 50-seater bus having only 5 passenger travel every day. So, what is it? The bus is expensive, but most of its capacity never used. So, same as this physical server, same thing happened with physical server. So, this was one of the main issue. Then, high hardware cost. The second problem was high hardware cost. Every application requires a new physical server. This meant that spending so much money on processors, memory, storage, network cards, cabinet, and hardwares. As business grew, hardware cost increased significantly. Then, next is increased power consumption. The next challenge was power consumption. So, all know, every physical server requires electricity to operate. More server means more higher electricity bills and increased operational cost. So, then next was more cooling requirement. Server generates a lot of heat, right? Server generates lot of heat. So as number of server increase, organization has to invest in powerful cooling systems to maintain the right temperature inside the data center. So without power cooling, hardware performance and reliability could be affected. Then next issue was large rack space. Another issue was this rack space. Every server occupies physical space inside a rack. So every server every server occupies a physical space in a rack in the rack. Companies kept adding server, they needed more racks. So a simple analogy, more server, more racks. Larger server rooms and sometimes even entirely a center. So become a major challenge. Then next is finally the last one, that is difficult maintenance. So imagine updating a software, replacing hardware, troubleshooting issues, or performing backups on hundred of separate physical server. It requires a lot of time, effort, and manpower. So updating software, replacing hardware, troubleshooting issues, or performing backups, it requires a lot of time, efforts, and manpower. In infrastructure management became increasingly, when we combine all those problems, resource management, high hardware cost, increased power consumption, more cooling requirement, large rack space, difficult management. We get exactly what is mentioned at the bottom of the slide. The result was expensive and inefficient infrastructure. Organization realized that there has to be a better way to utilize this hardware. So, and exactly what virtualization was introduced. At that time, virtualization was introduced. So, in the next slide, we will compare traditional physical environment with the virtualized environment and see how virtualization solved each of these challenges. So, in the previous, understood the challenge environment and see how virtualization solved those problems. We will see traditional method, that is physical, versus the virtualized environment. So, as you can see on the left side of the slide, we have traditional infrastructure, and on the right side, we have virtualized infrastructure. So, let us compare them point by point. So, one server, one application. In the traditional infrastructure, the concept was very simple. That is one server for one application. One server for one application. So if a company had a web server, the company had web server, database, mail, file, and many more. They would need a physical server for each of them. So a new application means purchasing the another server. So now look at the virtualized infrastructure. Instead of buying multiple physical server, we can use one powerful server. We can use one powerful physical server to create a multiple virtual machines on it. Each virtual machine behaves like an independent server. So one VM can run web application, one VM can run web application, one can run database, one can run mail, one can run file. So this is why we say one server, multiple virtual machine. So this is one of the biggest advantage of virtualization. The next comparison is resource utilization. Next comparison was resource utilization. So in the traditional environment, most servers remain ideal for the large part of the day. Maybe only 10% to 15% of the CPU or memory were being used, while the remaining resources stays unused. This means the organization paid for powerful hardware but didn't utilize its full capacity. In virtualized environment, multiple virtual machines, so multiple VMs share same hardware resources. It shares same hardware resource. As a result, CPU, memory, storage, network resources are utilized much more efficiently. This leads to high resource utilization, making the infrastructure more productive and cost effective. Then we have higher cost versus lower cost. So in the traditional model, every new application requires a new physical server. This meant purchasing additional hardware, network device, rack, UPS system, cooling equipment, and spending much more on maintenance. Naturally, infrastructure infra cost keeps increasing. So as application grows, there are high chances that infrastructure cost remain increasing. With the virtualization, one physical server can host multiple VMs. This significantly reduces hardware purchase and operational expenses. That's why virtualization offers a lower infra cost. Lower infra cost. Then next is difficult scaling and easy scaling. Now let's talk about scaling. Imagine your company suddenly launch a new application. Suddenly launch a new application. So in traditional method, you have to purchase new server, wait for the delivery, right? Have to wait for the delivery, install OS, install OS. Main thing is configure everything and deploy the application. So this process could take days or week. All this process could take a days or weeks. So in virtualized environment, it is much simpler. You can create a new VM, can create a new VM in minutes. That's why virtualization makes scaling infrastructure much easier and faster. Next is slow deployment. Next is deployment speed. Deployment speed. So deploying a physical server involves hardware installation, cabling, OS installation, configuration, and testing. It's lengthy process. In contrast with the VM, creating a virtual machine is a software based process. You simply just allocate a CPU, memory, storage, install OS, and your VM is ready. Instead of taking days, deployment can often be completed in just few minutes. This is one of the reason why organization prefer virtualized environment. That's why. So that's why they prefer virtualized environment. So if we compare both environment, it's easy to understand why almost every modern data center has shifted from physical infra to virtualized infra. Virtualization provides better resource utilization, reduce cost, simplifies management, allow better and faster deployment, and makes infrastructure highly scalable. And VM is one of the technologies that makes all of this possible. So now that we have understood the difference between traditional infrastructure and virtualized infrastructure, the next question is, what is the software that actually creates and manages this virtual machine? Let's understand the next slide when we discuss the hypervisor.